Hey folks, welcome back. Thanks again for joining us. Okay, so I got a couple fire related things in the beginning and then a couple YouTube things that I saw, um, and something that's related to the Jacob Barber interview on News Nation last night. Um, and then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I did want to kind of let you guys know, though, I'm taking a break with this hobby. I'm getting notifications from Reddit saying I don't have enough karma to post, and YouTube's taking my videos down without telling me. It's really not worth the hassle. It's been fun. I've appreciated all the support and the relationships and the really, really interesting conversations. So thank you all for that. And yeah, so check this one out. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'll obviously continue to have the dialogue on this one. And then, yeah, we'll talk to you on the other side. Okay, thanks. Back in September of 2024, I posted a video called UAPs, Fires, and Demolitions. And this footage is a segment from that presentation. It's a 2018 fire, and right here, you're gonna see where this arrow is. It's the center of a fire NATO. And over here, I focus on this thing because it didn't seem to be affected by the whirlwinds. And yeah, so we're gonna revisit this again, and you'll see why in a minute. But if you look at this, uh, you know, it doesn't seem to move much. And the closer we got to it, and the more we slowed it down, the more it seemed to behave like an orb. And so it really stood out to me at the time. And, it has that kind of plasma pixely characteristic that we see consistently with these things. But, no blinking lights, no obvious sign of propulsion, no real explanation for why it's able to self stabilize and be unaffected by the winds associated with the fire. And yeah, just, I mean, it caught my eye and, I pointed it out. And now look at this. Fast forward 6 years to last week, and this thing's hanging out above a fire in the Pacific Palisades. There's no fire NATO, but I can tell you from being in Southern California last week, the winds were insane. And again, this thing is just in space, seemingly unaffected by the winds. Um, and yeah, and obviously, just like the other footage, it caught my eye. I mean, how can it not? And then you get in closer, that same kind of plasma pixely situation, and then it's changing colors slightly. It's dimming in. It's getting bright. Uh, yeah, it's just, I don't know what to make of it, but you know, it looks virtually the same. And yeah, and there it is to the right. But when I'm looking at it, then all of a sudden I see this other stuff going on toward the left. So we zoom in, and, you know, I have as many answers for this as I do any of these things, which is none. And for the record, I'm not a fire dude. I don't know a lot about fires. So maybe this is very normal. And it's just catching my eye now, and I've just never seen it before. That's possible, but it is interesting. Okay, and then I saw somebody else, their footage of a Chinook, and I see an orb in broad daylight underneath the Chinook. Yeah, it's right here, and you can see it. And there's some camera movement, so I can't tell if this is hovering or moving. But either way, it's there. I have a feeling it's hovering, but it's ultimately immaterial. I mean, what is important and relevant is that this thing is in the sky, and these things are all over the sky. And this is just another example. Um, and I mean, if you want to call that a drone, have at it. But my eyeballs tell me that that is not something that's normal. And I see him all the time in my own footage. I see him around my house. I see him here in other people's footage. These things are just a part of our natural world. And, if you want to categorize them as an insect or drone, it doesn't even matter to me what you call them. I just think they're fascinating. They move in these dynamic ways, they change colors, they change shape, and most importantly, they exist. So every now and then I record birds because you know that this is going to happen, just like it does with the helicopters and everything else in the sky. So, yeah. When you see them in real speed and real distance like this, it's just insane. But yeah, it's happening right in front of our eyes. We just don't know it until we zoom in and slow down. It's pretty crazy. It's funny too because I've gone to great lengths on this channel in prior videos to show you guys what insects actually look like. Insects don't move this fast, but somebody will look at this third frame here, see a little tiny speck of a dot on top of this thing and go, I see a wing. It's an insect. For months, I've been telling everybody these things can come in and out of the mountains around my house. I've showed you these videos of them. And then Ross Coldhart interviews Jacob Barber last night, and listen to what he has to say.
One of those that would raise your eyebrow is more of the transmedium characteristics, because things would come from the ground, like from the earth, from a ridge, from a mountain, or it could pass through.
So they'd come out of a ridge?
Out of a ridge, yeah.
I bet you a lot of people heard him say that and thought he was out of his mind. Not me. That dude knows what's up. All right, we're going to wind down with this one. So, when you see this plane and think flybys and flyovers, you generally think the plane is doing the flying by and the flying over, right? Well, not always the case. Yeah. This thing was doing a flyover at a football game, and then this thing buzzed it mid flyover. Eagles fans, what can I say? But yeah, look at that. That happened. And I just saw this on YouTube and thought, you know what? Let me look at this and slow it down. I bet you I'll find something. And yep, this is what I found. It's constant. All you have to do is look. Yeah. All right. So for me, um, the Ross Coldhart stuff with Jacob Barber, the whistleblower, is big because that's a really dynamic um, claim for things to be transmedium and literally just going through the ground. But like I said in the narration, it doesn't surprise me because I've seen it happen. I've captured it, and I know that people thought I was crazy when I was saying this is what is happening, and so it's. I didn't think I needed vindication, but once I heard it, I felt vindicated and it felt good. So yeah, this is a part of our world, whatever this is. Uh, we are not the uh, top predator, or not predator, we're not the top um, species on our planet. That's it. We're just not. uh, you know, um, we're being allowed to exist, in my opinion. And, that's fine, I guess. I mean, I don't know what we can do about it. So I'm not going to get too upset about it. Just continue to live your best life, be a good human. I mean, that's kind of my approach. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. And once again, thank you all for the support, for the interesting conversations, and also the support in terms of the recent fires and my challenges my family has faced. And yeah, thank you very much. It's been fun. Take care.